Hello, welcome everyone. Thanks for liking my videos and subscribing to my channel. My name is Tim. I bring you Philippines related content. In today's video, I'm going to go over the 10 things you should do before moving to the Philippines. I'm going to use Google and the AI tool in Google, and I'm going to go over the top 10 things they tell us to do. I'll give you my opinion. I'll let you know if I agree or disagree, and I'll inject some things that they might be leaving out. So, number one, what's the first thing you should do before moving to the Philippines? Number one, obtain the right visa. Secure the appropriate visa, such as a work visa, retirement visa, student visa, depending on your purpose for moving. And that's a good point. What is your purpose for coming here? Are you coming here to retire? Are you coming here to vacation? Most people will come here on a tourist visa, and then after they're here for 29 days, they extend that tourist visa essentially every 2 months. And that's how most expats come here. And I think that's probably the least amount of cash outflow method that you can use. It usually costs somewhere in that 3,000 to 4,000 peso every 2 months to renew your visa. And I also believe that after 3 years, you do need to exit the country. You should double check on that. I'm just giving you an overview of what most expats do. You can come here in retirement on a retirement visa, an SRRV visa. There are several types of retirement visas. There are significant down payments if you do choose that visa. If you're in the military, your deposit and down payment is going to be much lower than if you're not in the military. And they recently changed those deposit and down payment amounts. So you should check with your local immigration office of what type of visa you should obtain. But most expats will come here on a tourism visa that lasts 29 days, and then they will extend it for 2 months. Just note that when you do come on a tourist visa, you will need to book a return flight ticket before you enter the country of the Philippines. And I recently talked to an expat who did not do that, or at least saw them on YouTube. The Philippines did let him in without a return flight, but they said that if he did that again, they would not let him into the country. So what you do on a tourism visa is you book essentially a one-way ticket to the Philippines. At the same time, you book a throwaway ticket. Usually that's an outward ticket from the Philippines to a close country, maybe Hong Kong, Singapore, Taiwan type of thing. Usually they cost less than $100. So you book both tickets at the same time, and then when you register to come to the Philippines, and that will come up on, I think, bullet point number 10, you enter that return flight into their immigration system in the Philippines. So number 2 on the list, gather documents. Collect all necessary documents, including your passport, birth and marriage certificates, and employment contracts, and any other paperwork for your chosen visa. I think this primarily pertains to the retirement visa. And I'm not going to really talk too much about the retirement visa because it's long, it's complicated. I recommend that you work with a immigration agency to help you through that. I think the retirement visa, I think they have to do background checks and things like that. So gather the documents. If you're coming on a tourist visa, you definitely want your passport. You want a second form of identification with you. Make sure that if you're going to do banking here, that you have a phone, a cell phone, that your bank can verify it's you. A lot of the banks, at least in America, will send you a text message to verify that you're logging in. Make sure you have a phone that does that. I have Verizon International phone plan. My life is on my cell phone, and for me to have a dedicated Philippine phone number would not work because all my banking is still in America. So keep that in mind. You do need access to a phone number that your banks in America will use and send you text messages. I think that's one of the biggest issues that expats will have, is having a hard time accessing their bank. Number 3 on the list, research cost of living in healthcare. Understand the cost of living, which varies by location, and research the quality and options for the healthcare system and health insurance. That is a good point. Cost of living, which varies all over the map. You can live in the province for very inexpensive. You can live in a condominium association like this, which is going to cost you more. And if you live in a condo association like this, I think you can expect a budget of around $2,000 per month. It depends on how much you go out to eat. It depends on how much you go out drinking, although the alcohol is less expensive here. I don't do much drinking. I don't go out a lot to eat, and my budget is running around $1,500 to $1,700 per month. But I know there's a lot of YouTubers doing budget videos out there that are living a lot less than that. So do some research. Your rents are going to be a lot lower here. Your food costs are going to be a little bit lower, I believe. It depends. If you buy American type products here, you're going to be paying close to American type prices. So if you survive on the Filipino brands of food items, you can save money on groceries here in the Philippines. As far as healthcare is concerned, if you get the SRR visa, and double check with your local immigration agent, but I think some of those SRR visas will include the PhilHealth plan. PhilHealth is a health plan in the Philippines. I believe it pays in whole or in part for your hospital stays. So research that. If you are on an SRR visa, you might be eligible to purchase the PhilHealth insurance. Otherwise, if you're here on a different type of visa, like a tourist visa, you're going to have to make a decision. Do you self-insure? Are you going to pay for any health costs as they come up out of your own savings? Or are you going to buy into a health insurance plan? I know there are a lot of YouTubers that are selling health insurance plans. When I researched them, I thought the coverages were limited. I thought the premiums were kind of high in that $200, $250 a month range. It depends on your age, I believe. So do your own research. I think healthcare is one of the biggest decisions you're going to have to make if you decide to stay in the Philippines long term. I did decide to self-insure. The cost of healthcare in the Philippines is a lot lower than it is in America, but there are times where you could have large expenses, and you're going to have to decide, can you cover those large expenses out of your savings account, or do you need to purchase travel health insurance or local insurance? And there are policies available to you. Number 4 on the list of things to do before you come to the Philippines: understand the culture and the language. Learn some basic Filipino phrases and familiarize yourself with local customs, cultural norms, and the tropical climate to help you integrate smoothly. That's a good thing to do. Hello, good morning. It depends on the region. I think number 4, understand the culture and language, is a little more difficult because there are over 179 different languages in the Philippines. So it depends on where you live and where you go. If you live in the Manila and north of Manila area, you're going to be speaking Tagalog language, and those words might be a little bit different than if you live in Cebu, which is going to be Bisaya language. There are other different languages in other different regions. So I would say to that, just know what region you're going to be in, know what the language is, and just Google some of the basic words like good morning, thank you, how are you type of words. Most of the Filipinos do speak English. Some of them speak better English than others. The comprehension of English, some of them comprehend English better than others. So be patient. That's my number 1 advice when it comes to the culture. be patient. Things don't flow as fast here as they do in America. So you might wait in line at the grocery store or at a restaurant. Just be patient. It is a cash-based system, so you're checking out at a grocery store or at a retail store might take a little longer. In America, you just give them a credit card, they wand it through, and you're on your way. Here is primarily a cash system, and things take a little bit longer. Number 5 on the list, set up your finances before coming to the Philippines. Consider opening a local bank account and research international money transfer services or how to exchange currency before arrival. There are currency exchange retailers at the airport, and I heard that the exchange rate at the airport is actually a little bit better than other areas in the Philippines, so consider that. Setting up a bank account, I would hold off on setting up your own bank account until you really decide that you're going to stay in the Philippines, you're going to retire here, or you're going to live here full time. Then you might want to consider setting up a bank account. Transferring money. One thing that you could do with your finances is let your local bank know that you're going to travel overseas for a period of time, that you're going to be using your ATM card overseas for a period of time, that you're going to be using your credit card overseas. You might want to call your bank ahead of time and just let them know. Because if you don't and you start using your credit card or your ATM card, after a few tries, they might shut your cards down because they think that there is improper activity on it. So you can always call your banks ahead of time, just let them know that you're going to be in the Philippines for a period of time. But if you do decide to retire and stay here full-time, long-term, then you should consider opening up a bank account here in the Philippines. Find accommodations, number 6 on the list. Research and secure housing, whether renting or buying before you move, to have a place to stay. The only thing I would add here is I would recommend that you rent first, get a feel for the country, do some traveling, travel to other areas of the Philippines. That's my recommendation. You can find much different experiences in Cebu than you can out in the province, maybe in Bohol. And you want to give yourself and afford yourself an opportunity to settle in one spot and then research and travel other spots and find where you want to stay long term. And I talked to many expats at Mactan Newtown that are doing that very same thing. They decided to rent 3 months or 6 months at Mactan Newtown. They're going to travel the Philippines and they're going to decide where they want to live long term. Pack and ship belongings. Properly pack your household goods and hire an international moving company to ship them to the Philippines. My recommendation there is try to sell as much as you can in America or wherever you are and come here packing light. That would be my recommendation. You can purchase most of your clothing items here are really inexpensive. Your electronic items tend to be a little bit higher or as much as in America. So my recommendation is if you want to purchase a new laptop computer, maybe you want to purchase a new phone, maybe you want a new action camera for your YouTube blog, I would think about purchasing those things in America or in your foreign country before you come here. There are a lot of items you can buy here in the Philippines. Some of them are less expensive, but it's hard to tell if those items are original equipment items or if they're knockoffs or if they're counterfeit items. So I recommend that your electronics you purchase in your home country. Prepare your electronics, bring necessary adapters like a 240 volt power adapter, and consider getting a SIM card or eSIM for a local phone number. You can actually buy your SIM cards here. You can buy them at the airport. You can buy them at pretty much any grocery store. One of my subscribers said once you're at the airport, when you land, you can go and have someone give you a tourist SIM card, have them put it in your phone, Everybody in the Philippines seems to be technologically advanced. They can actually help you set your phone number up. Address, mail. Set up a mail forwarding service in your home country to manage any mail you might still receive. That's a good thing. If you have mail that you want forwarded to the Philippines, make sure you take care of that. And number 10, complete e-travel registration. Register your entry into the Philippines by completing the online e-travel form, which serves as your arrival card, health declaration, and contact tracing form. So there is a website, it's called eTravel. They ask you to complete information. They want you to put your passport, your name, your address in that. That's where you enter your return flight number. And I will include a screenshot of that eTravel registration. And it's fairly easy to complete. You enter your passport, your address, and your return flight. And it's all online. And then they give you a QR code. I make a screenshot of that QR code after you complete registration. Make a screenshot of that QR code. And when you arrive at the airport here in the Philippines, show them that QR code on your phone. They will scan it. They will scan your luggage like any other normal airport will. And entry into the country is actually very easy, very seamless. I've never had any issues. The only issue I heard of is the one YouTuber who did not book a return ticket, and they gave him some issues at the airport, but they eventually did let him into the country, which I was surprised about. So complete eTravel registration, photocopy or screenshot your QR code, because when you arrive in the Philippines, don't take a chance that your phone will not work, that you don't have adequate cell phone service or Wi-Fi to call up the eTravel website and show them the QR code. So just screenshot the QR code, turn your phone on, go into your photo album on your phone, call up the QR code, show it to the immigration officer. They will scan it, and 9 times out of 10, they will let you fly through the airport. It only takes a minute or two. There you have your video, 10 things to do before coming to the Philippines. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for joining. Thanks for liking my videos. Have a great day. Stay safe, everyone. What are you waiting for? It's easy to come to the Philippines.